No, if I was working somewhere else, so this is the moment I'd be saying a warning that you may find some of the pictures that are about to come up rather disturbing. But I'm not working anywhere else. I'm working here, so what the hell?
Here we are.
Let's get the Alex agenda underway.
Yeah, let's do it. It's a time of day that I can tell you the stories that have caught my eye and, well, have a massive moan. And let me just tell you, there's some pictures to this one. I'm going to show you how I woke up this morning. And it's not pretty. Be prepared.
Ooh.
Yeah, not a sight for sore eyes,
Ooh.
more a sight of sore eyes. This is not the first time some allergen has triggered a major reaction. In fact, it happens a lot because I, like 10% of adults and about a fifth of children in the UK, have eczema. And I'm especially allergic to perfumes. I'm sure many of you out there are too. It's a very common allergy. Why do big brands put perfume completely unmarked on the front in everything from hand sanitizers, mascaras, sanitary towels, things that simply do not need fragrance? Why do I need to read infinitesimally small print in the ingredients list of everything I use and have to memorise laboratory names of every single type of perfume? Look, we're conscientious of nut allergies. We've even bowed to the pressures of the transgender movement and have things like unisex toilets. Yet during this pandemic, who has tested the chemicals in masks or made sure alcohol hand gels, which are a medical
I've been out with you and they have. You really do react
it really
immediately.
Reacts. Yeah.
Your hands go
gnarly, yeah.
Gnarly.
We need to know if things are free from fragrance so we can use it. Look, all I'm saying is it's high time dermatitis was taken seriously. If people want to use perfume soaps, fine. People want to use perfume detergents, fine. But in communal products, places like public bathrooms, for example, you don't need that soap to be fragranced, do you? And certainly when it comes to intimate products, makeup, why can't they all just be hypoallergenic? No one's going to care if the mascara doesn't smell like rose petals. But literally millions of us would thank companies who made an effort to make sure their products are safe for everyone to use. And look, I think I've been pretty brave showing you those photos. I've got 2 inches of Pam stick right now over my skin, so you can't tell. It's pretty sore. But, you know, I would normally be embarrassed to show that, but it's annoyed me so much. So on behalf of everybody out there who suffers, you know, skin sensitivity like I do, it's time we raised our voices.
But what do you really think? I mean, I utterly agree with you. I think, I mean, we were out the other day and you just used some hand sanitizer and suddenly you're going,
no, why is it got perfume?
Yeah.
Had to get it off straight away, and even before, you know, it still really gave me a reaction.
But makeup is a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, you'd be amazed. Mascaras have perfumes.
Yeah.
Why? Eyeshadows, perfumes. Why? You don't need... I mean, who's sniffing my eyelids?
I feel... I mean, I'm really brave of you to show those pictures. My God, I wouldn't do that. And all power to you for that. But, yeah, if you saw pictures of me first thing in the morning, I'd tell you I wouldn't. But, no, and GB Views at GB News, because I think you should... this is a campaign you should start. Because
there is just no reason.
It affects so many people.
Yeah, and, I mean, there's no reason. Women especially out there know that these days, you know, the intimate products we use during a certain time of the month, most of those now have perfume in. They don't need to be perfumed. And when so many people in the UK suffer so much from things like this, the face masks as well.
Well, now the face mask is interesting because there's a photograph of you and you can tell exactly where the mask has been. So obviously, but is that perfume or is that something else?
I don't know. It must be the chemicals. And I get eczema behind my ears, I think, from the strings, if there's latex in them. Or, I mean, I don't know what's in those products. And yet you go into a hospital or you go into, you know, and they hand them out and you have to wear them. I mean, look, I'm not a mask wearer anymore. I have an exemption badge for obvious reasons.
No, I can see why.
But still, you kind of think, I don't want to go into a public space without a mask, in case people are like, I don't hear off the television, why is she not following the rules? You know, it's not talked about enough, and there are people out there who suffer enormously.
No, well, I had no idea. And
it's
you've really
up as well, cases of eczema with children, because of how much.
Well, I think you should launch a campaign, and I will back it, and lots of people, I'm sure, would back it.
There you are.
There you are.
Not that one.
Not that you've got too much to do already, but off you go.
And this isn't going to cheer me up anymore. Here's the next one. So the Health Secretary has resigned, or been sacked. You choose what you want to believe. But what is clear is that after saying the matter was closed, the Prime Minister took a glance at the public reaction and realised he had to go. But now friends of the ousted minister said he plans to return to public office, but will go to ground for a few months, you know, while colleagues, even members of the opposition, have wished him a speedy return. What? I wonder what his constituents think. Surely at times like this, the people who voted him in should be able to vote him out. Now, we do actually have parliamentary recall, which was established in 2015, which enables voters to sign a petition to trigger a by-election. But unlike in other countries, constituents can't initiate these proceedings. In fact, Parliament itself pretty much decides, and extreme conditions must be met. So wait for this. Either you have to have a custodial sentence, that is, be in prison. You have to be sectioned, i.e. not mentally capable of holding the role. Be banned from Parliament, again, not to be able to hold the role if you can't be in Parliament, or to have proven to have lied about expenses. Now, I can't see any government calling a by-election after a scandal because they'd worry that they would lose it. So, frankly, the legislation is not fit for purpose. Hancock can squirrel himself away. He can ride out the storm at taxpayers' expense while his constituents have a disgraced part-time member of Parliament. I'm afraid that is not what I call democracy.
OK.
I mean, I think there should be, you can't have a thing where anyone can, trigger a petition at any moment because they don't dislike someone. But when it's something like this, where clearly his behaviour has caused consternation.
But the gamble he's taking is that memories will be short, that come the next election, his constituents will have forgiven him. I mean, we spoke about yesterday. I think it's remarkable that members of Parliament, politicians, can stand up and say, we're looking forward to seeing you back, days after a scandal which has shocked and angered so many people about an issue which is so personal, because people have not been able to go to funerals of family members, they've stuck by the rules, and then here's the bloke who wrote the rules riding roughshod over them. And that I think, they've misunderstood how angry people are about this.
My view is if he's not fit to be a minister anymore, he probably isn't fit to be a serving member of Parliament anymore. If he can't be trusted, if people think he's behaved completely wrongly, then, why should he hold on to his seat and hold on to that salary? And, actually the question isn't so much why should he, that's my opinion, but the point is his constituents who voted him in should have the ability after, something like that to say, we want to put it back to a vote. Should he keep office? That's my view. Let me know yours.
OK, let's move on.
So, Love Island's Hugo Hammond may lose his teaching job after his students hear his sex confessions. That's what some fans are claiming. Well, quite right, I say. Teachers are not only pedagogues, but role models to their pupils. And to be on national TV cavorting with scantily clad women trying to get his leg over is not really the example, I think, should be set to a man in a trusted position. Now, when you go to get a passport photo approved, teachers, along with doctors, lawyers and the clergy, are considered people of good standing in the community who can say, yes, this is who the person says they are. With certain roles come certain responsibilities, and we don't need school teachers bragging about conquests on primetime reality shows.
Go for it.
Yeah. Right. Now, you've probably seen adverts by now from the government appealing to all EU citizens who want to stay in the UK to register for right to remain, with a new 28-day grace period added for those who have missed the date. But it's not exactly a mutually shared principle. UK expats abroad have been blocked from having vaccines and are not being informed of their rights. Of course, there'll be many who blame Brexit, but while I think it's right not to have a free-for-all and free movement of people, I also know of cases where EU citizens who have long made the UK their home have slipped through the net. But I am proud that our government is pushing the residency scheme hard and wish that other nations would follow suit. If you've lived here, paid taxes, contributed and call the UK your home, you should have every right to remain.
And on that basis, you could perhaps understand why they say, well, why do I have to apply? I've done all the right things. It's not my fault the country's voted for Brexit, but I still want to contribute. Why do I have to register?
But then, how would you tell then when people who haven't been living here, and the new rules are, whether you're an EU citizen or not, you have to have various conditions you meet to say, I'm coming over to live and work here. So, I mean, I'm sure it's a hassle. I've not had to go through it, and I know that there are people who are struggling with this as well. So the system isn't perfect.
And they have to pay too, don't they?
Yeah, I think there is a fee.
That seems a bit wrong. But anyway.
But no, at least we're encouraging people, if you haven't registered and you want to call the UK your home, please do. Now, you may have heard earlier with Kate Hoey that the sausage wars have declared a ceasefire, at least, with the EU now allowing Great Britain to continue sending goods to Northern Ireland. How gracious that they will allow the UK to move goods around inside its own borders. What you may not realise is that this comes at the same time as French fishermen are now being able to dredge in our territorial waters. Coincidence? I think not. Many a Brexiteer knew fishing was sold down the river, mind the pun, and access to our rich stocks would become the trading chip for decades to come. What I want to know is what happened to all those hardline Brexiteers who became massive advocates for coastal communities? Their pleas in the newspapers to bring back fishing and make fishing great again have become today's fish and chip paper. But the battle is far from over.
Yeah, fishing. It was always about fishing, wasn't it? And yet it contributes so little in terms of our...
Well, that could be, as an island nation, it should contribute more. The argument is it's been run down for decades, and actually it has the potential capacity to really revitalise those coastal communities and bring lots of jobs. It was very much the romantic symbolism of Brexit, wasn't it? Take back control of our waters. Well, we didn't, and all those people donning sou'westers and, going down to Grimsby seem to be awfully quiet now, don't they?
Fish and blue passports. That's what we've got.